Hi there, and welcome to Rose Sky Tarot. Now this reading is for the sign of Sagittarius for the 24th of December 2018. Now it's a general reading, so it may not suit everyone, but hopefully there's a message in here that's just for you. So enjoy! Okay, let's have a look at these top three cards here. Now we have the 10 of Pentacles in reverse, we have the 7 of Swords in reverse, and the 7 of Cups in reverse. Now, are you in a relationship or a partnership or a family that you're living with that it's not going quite as well as you hoped it would be? That the connections aren't really as solid as you thought, and there's a lot of disruption and disagreements, and it's not a very happy place at the moment. And it's one that you're giving a false view of the relationships within this home. And it could be that this is something that is made public, is that somebody is actually becomes aware of this deception, that it's not as perfect as you're making out to the public. And it looks as though you're daydreaming. You're looking for a better future somewhere. And the only place that you can find it is through your dreams. But in doing this, you're evading dealing with these problems because you're so caught up in this fantasy world that the real world, the problems within it, is not being resolved. Okay, let's move these cards out of the way and we'll start the larger reading. Okay, now we have the Queen of Swords in reverse, we have the 10 of Cups, and we have the World card. Now, is it possible that this may be yourself? That there's something that you have become so fanatical about that you would do anything to have it? And you maybe put yourself in a deceptive light, that you maybe lie about what you are, because you've got maybe a lot of deep disappointments in your past that provoke this way of behaviour. Because what you really want and would do anything to get would be a blissfully happy partnership, family. All of your heart's desires coming true. Happiness and joy and sanctuary in a place that you'd be loved. Because that would make you feel complete within yourself. Where you'd be the centre of attention. You'd get all the love that you desired. And you would do anything to get it. And this could be a fresh beginning for you. And you could end this period of being deeply unhappy. And it's a fresh new start. And then moving on to the next three cards, we have the Fool, we have the Five of Wands, and we have the Strength card. Now, this relationship that you're wanting to get into is one that you're having to take a leap of faith about. You're having to see it as the ideal situation, the one that will make you so happy and, blissfully joyous in your relationship and your family life. But this is something that you do in all innocence because it's something you deeply want. So you don't really have, a depth of information to back up that this is the right move for you. And it could be something that you do spontaneously. And, both of you could have strong characters. And, you both could have competitive natures. And it could be that, that competition and strong character within you is something that could start a lot of debates, a lot of disagreements. And it could be that, you realise that you don't actually have the shared goals that would give you this happy place, this happy life and future. And, you realise that this is a place that you're going to have to be very strong in, you're going to have to be courageous in. You're going to have to use your instincts to survive. And moving down to the next three cards, we have the Justice card in reverse, we have the Nine of Swords in reverse, and we have the Three of Cups. Now, there's an imbalance in this relationship. It's not working out the way you thought it was going to. And you're not really being honest with yourself because you've had to be deceptive to get into this relationship in the first place. So the dishonesty is already written in. And in looking for this happy, complete world, if you start it on a dishonest base, it can only really go one way. And, with all these debates and having to be strong within this life, and there being an imbalance, it's not the way you thought it was going to be, that, this could give you a lot of worries. It could give you a lot of strain and anxiety. And it could be that, that elevates to you not being able to sleep. That you're so worried that you're obsessing about all of these things that are happening. And because of that, we move on to the next card, which is the Three of Cups in reverse. Are you maybe using some sort of method to help you sleep? Are you maybe drinking too much in order to knock yourself out? an excess of alcohol. And it could be that unable to feel whole again, to feel this happiness again, that you may be going out socialising with your friends, which is giving you the gateway to, party all night and to drink to excess. And it could be that that is something that, is what you're battling about, what you're debating about. Is this excess and the awkward situations and the morning after that comes from this night of partying. And is this person maybe cutting you out a little bit, which is provoking the imbalance and the sleepless nights? And that's the vicious circle. Those three cards right there. You're going out to party to make yourself feel good. And then there's the imbalance that comes after it, and then the worry about it, and then you go to make yourself feel good and da da da. You get the picture. So let's move on to the next three cards, and we have the Two of Wands, the Two of Swords, and the Seven of Pentacles. Now, there's something that you're feeling confused about. Something that you can't really see a future with. You can't see how the future is going to pan out. And you can't really make a decision on it. So you're so confused about what's happening that you don't feel that you're in a position to make a decision. And could it be that what you're so confused about is the leap of faith that you took? This perfect ideal existence that you thought you were going into. And it doesn't look as though it's panned out, because this is also about things falling through, things not working. Is that what you're undecided about? Whether or not there is a future with this person. And your heart and your head are in conflict. You know you need to make a decision, even though you're trying not to. You're feeling that you don't have enough information, possibly about, the lack of vision. Are you not sure what you're going to do or where you're going to go? But the ethos of this card is that you need to make a decision. And in moving on to the Seven of Pentacles, all of the decisions that have been made in all of these experiences has just added to the disappointment that you already had at the beginning, and all of these behaviours that resulted from them. Because you wanted to put this relationship on a speed dial, because you were so disappointed in your relationships before that you pinned all your hopes on this person and became fanatical about having this happy life. But because you put it on speed, that you jumped in too fast. You tried to get everything you wanted too quickly because you didn't really know the person. And that could only end up in disappointment and things not working out. And this is where the conflict is because you want this happy existence so much, but you know the amount of conflict and disagreement that you have between you isn't good for either of you. So, there's, there is a link there to the disappointment because you know that this is an option. This is one of the decisions that's going to have to be made is, do you stay or do you go? Okay, let's bring these last three cards back in. And we had the Ten of Pentacles, we had the Seven of Swords in reverse, and the Seven of Cups, all in reverse. So, the happy family, the affluent family, the family with plans for the future, is something that is not going well. It's a deceptive image. It's not really what you have. And this is something that, you're aware of and that other people are aware of. And it's a dishonest relationship. It's not the view that is a real view. And it could be that the cracks are beginning to show and, people are realising that this is all just a facade. But the thing is that you want this fantasy so much that, it's getting in the way of the real situation and negativeness. That is the reality of what's happening here. And it's not the fantasy that you have in your head. Okay, that was quite a heavy reading. And if this is your situation, then I hope that there is something within this reading that could maybe give you a different view on it, a slightly different take on, how things could go. And even if, there's not only parts of this that you're able to take away with you, then hopefully, regardless of what the situation is, hopefully this reading has been able to help in some way. All right, I'm going to leave it there, and Merry Christmas, and I'll see you next time. Bye.